So, everyone, welcome to the Revolution of Evangelion, the Dummy Plug podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Gainer79. Sitting next to me is the wonderful General Iowa. Say hi, Rob.
Bonjour.
Apparently, my friend is a French model. So, anyway.
Oui.
So, yes, we are recording live from Anime Iowa 2015 for the Dummy Plug podcast. I hope you guys are proud of that, so I want to hear some cheering from you. All right. Is everybody having a good time so far at this con?
Yeah. Happiness is mandatory.
So, Shiloh, have you been hit on yet?
Oh! Wow, really? You're mean. Man, even I won't go that far. I believe.
Yes. Also in attendance are some of our wonderful forum members. Shiloh's with us.
Hi,
Dr.
Shiloh.
Vox is here.
Hi, Doc.
So I hope to hear some good questions out of you, too, because I expect more of you.
Wow.
All right. Let's. So just a little bit about what we're about all here, because we represent rebuildofevangelion.org, our home website, and we're dedicated to Evangelion, all the universes, the anime, the movies, the manga, and we just want to talk to you guys about all that stuff.
Except Campus Apocalypse, that's still banned.
Yeah, we don't speak of Campus Apocalypse. We also don't speak of Tampa Bay fans.
Oh, yeah, nobody's going to get that joke.
It's a whole other joke there. So, yes, this is our thing, the Dummy Plug Podcast, which you can now find on YouTube, iTunes, and on our partner website at everyone'sgotathing.com. Because, we're awesome like that.
I'm awesome, you're not.
Who's the one who engineered all this?
Who's the one who's responsible for all this?
Shut up.
I win.
All right, so let's just get right into this, and this way we can have more questions. We can open up for more questions, and you guys can have more fun. So we're going to talk about some personality shifting, because dang it happens. So basically, like between, and that's my phone.
Put it on silent.
Basically from series to like rebuild, there's some huge personality shifts with some of the characters. Shinji in the original series is kind of a whiny little pain in the butt, and we all know it. And in rebuild, he kind of grows a pair, sort of. Rei is still kind of Rei, except less emotional in rebuild. Well, at least by the end of 3.0.
Does negative emotion count as going in a direction?
Yes, actually.
Okay, that works.
Misato just becomes M. Bison.
Oh, I have reasons. I have a good idea on that one. I have a good idea on why that is.
Yeah, so Misato is just a pain in the, just becomes essentially Gendo with boobs.
Yeah.
And then there's Asuka, who goes from just being cutesy violent to just violent.
Excuse me, it's Big Bosska. Get it right.
That is true. It is Big Bosska. And then Gendo's still Gendo, Fuyutsuki's still Fuyutsuki.
No, Gendo's worse.
He's even more Gendo.
No, well, he's more. I think Gendo's actually now evil, not just selfish.
Yeah, he is.
Because he's just selfish in the original series. We know this. We know what he's going for. In the movies, we don't know what he's up to. So now he's just evil.
And how?
Yeah, you're probably. Well, let's see. Let's add 14 years, and he's already old as hell.
Smithers.
Nino, Alzheimer's.
Hi, Gendo.
No, we're not doing that.
Your mom's a slag.
Stop that. We're not doing that. Okay.
So, yeah. So then how do you sound like Kawaru? Did he really change? I think he's even more homo now.
No, Kawaru we actually get. I'd say we get a little bit about Kawaru finally, but I still like how he's done in the manga more than anything I've ever seen or read.
Yeah, that is true.
By the way, read the manga. Also, By the way, we have the other podcast, the Dummy Plug Book Club, which is hosted by myself and Unit 2 and Nico, because it's awesome, and no one enough fans of Ava have read the manga, and I don't know why.
And I edit.
Yum.
All right, so that's pretty much the big personality changes. A lot of faces and heels.
Like I said, I have a theory for why Misato does it, and my theory is that within the 14-year time skip that we have, which I don't like, I'll put that out there, I think she and Kaji finally got their relationship kind of mended, and I think they had a kid, and I think Sele or someone took the child away from Misato and took out Kaji, and now she's completely turned bitter against Nerve.
And what do you base this on?
What do we base half the crap we talk about in Avon?
Speculation.
There you go.
All right.
like, to be fair, like, a loss of a child would emotionally cripple someone and turn them very cold. So, you know.
True that. All right, so let's move on to the next thing here.
What is the next thing?
That would be Anno.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, we need to preface this entire thing by saying that...
Anno doesn't like us.
No, the other thing.
What other thing?
The 2 days ago thing.
Oh, right, because Anno just completely backtracked and changed everything, which I kind of put on here.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, what was this?
A month or
back
so
in,
ago.
it was in May.
Yeah.
In May, Anno did an interview where he was talking about, the anime industry and was mentioning how it's kind of on the decline and, losing its spark. He's, basically it's because he feels that a lot of the way anime is produced and, it's just not able to keep going. Like, there's no funding. There's a real severe lack of human resources because obviously it's not a well-paying field.
So he's having an old man back in my day.
Yeah, it's not even so much that as he's kind of looking at it through the eyes of an otaku. Mm-hmm. And but because he's so inside the industry, he kind of has a better view of what's going on. And I think with Anno, he's just looking at the industry and saying, if we keep going like this, we're going to be done. And Japan's not going to be the big anime powerhouse that it is in 5 years.
And when I read this interview initially, what I thought of was, and none of us may remember, no, Doc might actually remember this, I think he's old enough, the video game crash in the mid-1980s, and how, the industry kind of just got to a point where it could not self-sustain itself anymore, and it just crashed and burned and had to basically do a hard reboot. And I feel that Anno's basically saying that the anime industry may get to a point with that as well. And it seems counterproductive considering that there's 430 studios and there's billions of dollars flowing worldwide in this. But in part, he may be correct. I think what he may be saying is that anime studios are just putting out the same thing over and over and over again because that's all people want. And at some point, people are going to get tired of that. And they're not going to know what to do after that, and things are going to fail.
Right. And I feel like Anno himself is piggybacking a little bit off of what Miyazaki has said about the industry, where he feels that there's a real lack of truly creative people in the industry, and it's just becoming a lot of let's regurgitate the same thing, with a different paint job.
Miyazaki is the old man get off my lawn at this point. Because...
he came out of retirement now.
I know he did. But he's old enough to where he's got that old, get off my lawn, you darn kids.
Yeah, and to a certain extent, I think Miyazaki is right about how he feels about the industry. I do feel there's a real lack of true visionary people in the industry now because it's become such a commercial thing and it's a money-making thing. Because you look back, 20 years ago, when, look at the shows we had 20 years ago, like how classic some of them are.
Or even 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking 20 years ago, this Ava came out.
And I've wasted my life with it ever since.
Exactly. I mean, so yeah, for every, Spirited Away, you got about 20 Sword Art Onlines.
No, for every Spirited Away, you have 20 Reign the Conquerors.
Ooh. Ooh, that's brutal.
Hey, it's true. Don't do that. Don't admit
Reign the Conqueror? Don't worry.
Don't admit to it, Shiloh. Don't admit to it.
I'll do it full on regret. I liked that anime.
And you are a worse person for doing so.
You got your wish, Rob.
What?
Remember you said you wanted to complain about Reign the Conqueror to somebody who likes it?
I'll do it later.
It's Midnight Swims.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's Codpiece, the anime.
Jeez. All right, but then a couple of days ago, Anno was doing something for an Animator Expo screening, and he kind of retracted a lot of what he said and just said, he doesn't feel like it's going to collapse, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to do what he wants to do and for people to do what they, to make a visionary show.
Maybe he should have just said that in the first place.
Yeah, but it's Anno,
Yeah, Anno never says. He never gets the point across in the first try.
Yeah,
look at this franchise.
I'm pretty sure a PR person was in his ear saying, "You might want to not say that."
They just lean. No, they went like this. I'm gonna shut up.
So, and then he's like, yeah, fans can go out, and help the anime film industry by going and see it in theaters. My response to that is, Anno, get on 3.0 plus 1.0, you dick.
Or how about put it in more places than just major cities?
Just release the damn thing.
Well, I've given up complaining about that. I've done it enough of my
We still
life.
don't have 3.0. We still don't have 3.33 on DVD, and we still don't have the last movie in theaters. Why not?
Because it's Ano.
Because he's Ano and he hates us.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
What's next? Q&A.
Wow, we already hit the Q&A. How
Yeah,
far into this are we?
Like I said, we're doing a lot of Q&A because you guys got the better questions. You don't want to hear us drone on for an hour, right?
But they ask us questions, so we still technically are.
Yeah, but it's not like I have to think.
You think?
It's all instinct at this point. All right. So, questions.
All right.
Right in the front.
Crash of the video game crash. What is the anime crash? What is the ET of anime?
The ET of anime? Okay, so what is the anime crash and what is the ET of anime?
Well, we would need something that would be
so bad.
well. It would need to be bad, and it would need to be done quickly and shoved onto the marketplace.
You described half the anime.
I know, but I know that's the thing, though.
There's a lot of terrible shows out there when you start really looking at it. As far as like the actual bubble bursting on anime, I think it's sort of happened already, because we had the big boom in about 2006 when there was a lot of really good shows coming out, and then you started to notice this general decline in. Yeah, it's like 2006. You could not go. There was so many great shows. Oh yeah, it was impossible. Now it's like there's one or two great shows, and then there's like stuff that thinks it's great. It's really not. Like I'm like in stuff I'm watching in current season. If you haven't seen Gangsta, see Gangsta. Good, that's a great show. And then like everybody was all high as crap on like God Eater, but that show is blown crack. So
I'm just going to add to him and add to the discussion. I don't think that there's going to be a focal point like ET was for the video game industry. I think but for anime, with how widespread and broad spectrum of anime there is now, it's just going to be, like you said, a more steady gradual decline instead of a full drop.
yeah, I mean it's not like you can't really pinpoint anything as being the worst show right now. Twilight's not an anime yet.
Actually, they have announced that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's serious.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Dude, we're getting Space Jam 2, and we got Highlander the anime, okay? Like, why does this surprise you?
Highlander.
Yeah, there's a Highlander anime.
Unless
No, it's not. I love Highlander. Don't watch it. Don't. I regret it. I really won't.
Oh, we got questions right here.
Well, so basically you're saying with the whole anime thing, it's essentially going in the direction of Hollywood, where it's no real creativity, just reboots and reboots and reboots at this point.
Essentially, yeah. You've started to notice like there's been a lot of rebooted shows coming out. Like there's that new Sailor Moon that's just coming out. I've heard rumblings of some other properties. Yeah, it's becoming more like, okay, let's use the tried and true methods to reestablish ourselves, and just keep going with it. I know there's a new Gundam that just got announced, but but it's like how different is Gundam really going to be from anything else? Unless it's like another G Gundam. God give us G Gundam. Team Rocket over here.
You think the problem is like they just stop certain animes like right away? Like manga still goes on, but then they just like I hate when they just end with like development.
I think that
It's like the Full Metal Alchemist.
I think the problem right now is
I read the organ, and then like I love it, and then I watch the anime, and like oh the first so many episodes are good, and then I was like what the ass is this?
so. The problem is anime coming out before the manga ends. I think or catching up to the source material was a lot of problem. Rob, what do you got? No, you got something to say?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how the fact that the Ava manga started before the show did, and look how long it took to finish it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with like anime and manga though is for a lot of shows, anime becomes like this pretty much running commercial for the manga, and there's a lot of shows now where the anime differs so much from the manga right off the bat that hardcore fans of the manga get really angry about it.
Well, like it's like I think like Naruto has literally ruined. Like I just hate the fact it's over. I was like, hey, we're gonna just keep doing fillers. I hate fillers so much that I would like want to burn out.
That's not new.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is you're not seeing a lot of long running series anymore like that. where they're going into that high episode count because they just want to avoid the filler so bad. Shiloh, is that you?
No, that's somebody else.
Not me.
What's up, Doc?
Doc?
I've actually seen into the future the exact ET moment for anime.
What is
It's
it?
Neon Genesis Evangelion Apotheosis. It's a new Ava series that actually crosses over with Campus Apocalypse. Oh.
Jesus Christ, no. Please tell me that's a lie.
You need to shut your mouth.
Good God, we do not need anything.
Well, if that ever happens, I quit.
So for our podcast people who might not have just heard that, No, we have to tell the world because apparently there's a crossover thing with where Ava's going to run right into Campus Apocalypse, and it's going to be good.
Isn't that what Unit 2's been kind of saying is going to happen?
No, that was remember.
Well,
I was saying that after the last movie, it's just going to be the gathering of the Shinjis from all the universes.
I'm going to punch you if this happens.
All right, Brian.
Back on the Evangelion track.
Please.
Now that we know all the character developments through the first 3 movies, do we know about a storyline for 4?
No.
What's the speculation for? Is 4 going to be end? Is it going to wrap everything up?
So what is so the question is, what is the premise and plot for 4.0, which is April? And
short answer is bleep if I know.
Yeah, there's been a lot of weird speculation with 4.0 just because of some of the stuff that's been coming out of the Animator Expo. But
it's never going to get done. It's never going to tie in.
Yeah,
it's
as far as something concrete, no one's got anything. In the back.
Just to follow up on his, my perspective on that is, given how 1 and 2 followed the series pretty regularly, we had some new character in there, a couple other things, but the fact that we got to 3 and it went so off the rails. Like we were 1 and 2, we were kind of feeling the same story, and then 3 happens, and we're like, we're no longer in familiar territory anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real way to even determine where 4 is going to take us.
Yeah, so basically you're saying with the events of 3.0 that we have no way of following the plot at this point.
Hey, I have a question for the audience. Is anybody in here? I know you haven't, Billy, but is anybody in here else not seen 3.0 yet?
Oh wow! I forgot to ask.
You're all going to be very disappointed then.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you haven't seen 3.0 yet, don't expect what you got out of 2.0. It's definitely not the action series you were hoping for.
We're sorry, we don't get the adventures of Gendo, Fuyutsuki, and Donkey. Yeah, haven't you seen that on the boards?
No.
Yeah, seriously, that's what somebody was complaining that it wasn't the Grand Adventures of Fuyutsuki, Gendo, and Donkey. And they even put a screenshot of those 3
Who
on the
hell
clip.
Did that?
I don't know, but we need to go back and check on that because that was pretty funny.
God. I know.
I know.
Where the hell were we? Because I don't remember. Now let's just ask more questions.
I don't remember.
In the back.
Yeah.
Again. Does anybody else have something?
Anybody else have one first?
Oh, over here.
I'm not quite sure what anime is, but as far as anime is changing and talking, isn't it facing the same issue that Superman faced in the comics? It aged out.
In part, yeah.
80-year-old Superman just doesn't cut it.
So has Ava aged out? Is the question, or has anime aged out in general?
Anime can certain aspects of anime can have aged out. Ava in certain aspects everything in certain aspects ages out. It just sometimes it may take longer for the age out to occur than other things.
Yeah, it's the thing is with certain shows they hold up a little bit better because of their setting. Whether it be like a futuristic setting, or a period piece. So it's not like it's ever going to grow old in that sense. Animation styles, though, those have changed significantly over the years. From there was a significant move from hand drawn stuff to computer animated to CGI. As for what the future is going to hold in terms of that, I'm not really sure. But there are shows that have not aged well. I won't lie about that. Trying to think of something that hasn't held up really well.
But the main storylines, we're following the cultural changes in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Like if you watch some older stuff, a lot of the cultural stuff probably doesn't hold up very well. A lot of like cultural pop trends, those don't hold up real well. But anything that's kind of grounded in disbelief, I should say, it kind of does hold up. So it's just a matter of hit and miss shows. There's stuff that's made to capitalize on popular trends, and then there's stuff that's made to just really hold itself. All right. Well, yeah, we'll go to the back again.
Okay, so this is actually just a straight point, not a follow-up on this. I'd like you guys to thought on this. I'm sure it's been covered before, but not more obvious here. In the changes that have happened in the 1.0, 2.0, and so on and so forth, one thing that bugged the crap out of me, and I want to hear kind of your thought on it, was Unit 1 did not block Shinji. When activated on its own in the original series, shield him from the falling debris.
Yeah.
Yet in the reboot, that didn't happen. And I feel like, given what we know of what we think Unit 1 is, compared to maybe are we going somewhere different? But like, I feel like that's integral to why, to what happened later on in the series when we find out what's actually going on.
Hold on. We need to
just repeat that.
You repeat the question, then we need to throw a spoiler word.
Yeah. So the question is because in the rebuild films, Unit 1 does not shield Shinji from falling debris, whereas in the original series it did.
Yes.
So what are the implications of that, based on what we know?
Spoiler alert!
Yes, huge spoiler alert if you haven't seen Ava.
If you haven't seen 3.0, you may not want to listen for a couple of minutes.
So earmuffs.
So here's the thing. Given that doesn't happen, and given in 3.0 we have the gigantic exposition dumped by Fuyutsuki to Shinji about Yui and Ava Unit 1, that kind of really kills Unit 1 and a lot about Rebuild in a way. Because if you're not going to demonstrate what you demonstrated in the original series with Unit 1 and Shinji, you can't not have something happen and then try to backtrack later on and say, oh yeah, this is what Unit 1 is, because then you're making it look like, okay, fine, but it doesn't care, or it's not the same. I know it's a small detail, but sometimes small details can make or break things. It doesn't have to necessarily be the big detail that breaks a movie. It can be a small detail, and I feel like a small detail like that being left out kind of breaks Rebuild in a way, and it just kind of starts the chain of the breaks that occur between the original and Rebuild.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Works for me.
No, fantastic.
I'll let you call on the next one.
I'll go with RPD.
The Seinfeld effect? I'm curious to see where this goes.
I bet it has to do with nothingness.
Something happens in Seinfeld, and then a future show, Frasier, whatever, uses the same plot device. And so somebody only sees, say, Frasier, but then they see Seinfeld later, and it uses the original images. So it's not as interesting because they've seen it before, but maybe refined.
So, that's a good application of Rebuild going off the original series.
So wait, I'm just trying to piece that together into words.
My point was, if the Evangelion has a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
A lot of shows haven't quite got that nice balance of.
So you're saying Rebuild's just changing things to lessen the impact?
A little bit. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the same impact as the original series does because there's just so much more these days.
I think I get what you're saying here.
Yeah.
So because we've already got, so anybody who's a big fan of the Ava series is going to be less impressed with the Rebuild series because we've already got expectations of it.
On the other hand, they might try to go crazy with it just to fuck everything up.
We'll see. To that point, I mean, Rebuild itself has been kind of an interesting thing because the first movie 1.0 was essentially the retelling of the first couple episodes of the series leading up to I don't remember what the name of the angel is. I wasn't paying attention.
Ramiel!
Sorry,
How do you forget Best Angel?
You mean Ralph?
Sorry, I didn't. I must not have paid enough
Okay,
attention
so
in
we've
Asuka's
got
panel.
so we've now got Carl and we've now got Ralph. All right.
So I mean, leading up to that fight, everything's the same, and then now 2.0 starts taking certain liberties with the story and changing things. Like we introduce Mari. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's it.
Are you?
I'm sorry.
kidding?
Don't mind that. Well,
Fucking kidding me?
well, that was the Dummy Plug podcast, everyone. I'm glad you came. Have a great day and have a great Anime Iowa.
Kill me, please kill me. Hey everyone. So at this point, you may have noticed the fire alarm has gone off. During our panel, we were escorted outside just as safety precaution. We eventually did make it back in, and we finished the panel, and we will now present you with that off. So thank you for sticking with us through that, and enjoy the rest of the broadcast from Anime Iowa 2015. Hold on.
Well, thank you to all 7 of you who came back. That is very sweet. We appreciate you.
Yeah, so this thing's recording, by the way.
Okay, fine. That's kind of the point. We would also like to apologize for that fire alarm. And because we already have the F word on this a few times, I would just also like to say, fuck Ragbri. The bike dorks. Yeah, I hate them with a passion.
Those nimrods that are
I
outside
hate them
of the TV
all
Trick concert.
so very much. I'm just blaming them for this. Their problem, their cause number one, and if that falls through, it will be a rave. If that falls through, Ano did it. Yeah, Gendo, and then I don't have a fifth one.
What the hell is it doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh, what are you doing? Hi, people who walked in. How are you?
What's wrong one?
Good. We have like 15 minutes. Can we stop with the graphics and just record and answer questions?
No.
It's already recording. Keep the Q&A set.
Just
all right,
do more Q&A. I'll figure this
Doc,
out.
what do you got?
Okay, going off what we were, something that was being discussed outside in the Syrian people, we're waiting to see if the building was burning down.
Yeah, no kidding. Yes.
The idea that Yui Ikari was a good mother. She was a kind person.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Unit 1 is the savage berserker.
Yep.
Kyoko.
Zeppelin.
Asuka's mom.
Asuka's bitch mother.
Okay.
Yes.
Uncaring. She's bad. She's a very technical term. She's bad.
Well, technically, in a technical sense, she is a bad mother.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she did kind of abandon her daughter.
Who is protective of Asuka? She's Unit 2 is cooperative in rebuild. Mm-hmm. You had mentioned the idea that when someone's soul is stuck in an Ava, spoiler,
yeah.
they lose something.
Yeah.
The idea that rebuild, Unit 1 not protecting Shinji is something wrong.
Yeah.
It just supports the idea that rebuild is just after end of Evangelion.
He does have a good point there.
It's a cycle going over again, but things are different. Yui loses something different than before.
All right, hold on, just real quick. So, what we're discussing here, podcast people, is that rebuild takes place after the events of End of Eva due to the nature of the Avas, the units themselves, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the nature of the end in it.
Okay.
An existential groundhog.
Yes.
An existential groundhog
And
day.
it's kind of like, it's like a redo almost, because you think about it. I mean, you got Kaoru saying, Shinji, I'll make you happy this time, and you're like, what's that about? Even in the title, I didn't read it. Let's not forget Asuka's talking to that doll, which is supposed to be for us original fans to go, that's messed up.
You know what's messed up? At some point during like our weird conversations we have off podcasts and stuff, we kind of came to the conclusion that Asuka is the like reincarnation of Angelica Pickles from Rugrats.
Yeah, I think
Asuka's
Asuka is like the Ava version of what Angelica is, but this is also going on this also goes off the thing that if you believe the theory about Rugrats is that Rugrats is basically Angelica like making up stories.
Twins are still born and Tommy.
Yeah, and the Cynthia doll is her heroin addicted mother who died.
Yeah, Angelica's got problems.
That's like also like Ed and Eddie. All the kids died in different decades, and the cul-de-sac is purgatory. And the Cankers are. Yeah, every show's got something like
Welcome
that.
to the Ava podcast, where we're talking about bad Cartoon Network stuff and bad Nickelodeon
Hey, you
stuff.
shut your mouth. Those are.
They're not bad shows, but the stuff.
Ed and Eddie was not bad. You shut
I'm not
up.
saying it was a bad show. I love Ed and Eddie,
Okay,
but
good.
the theories we're talking about, holy.
Hey, they're not that bad. Hey, they have some coherence to them. They really do.
Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, we got more new people.
Hi,
new people.
Nah, it's fine.
It's all right.
cool.
You can stay anyway. We're talking about like Rugrats and Ed and Eddie.
Okay.
All right, we got.
We were talking about personality changes earlier.
Yes.
Sato definitely given a rebuild, especially after Shinji sets off the whole impact thing. My thought is why she's so cool and cold to him is remember she was supposed to say, yeah, go for it, to hell with everybody else, and then, oh God, people die. So I think some of it is she feels guilty, and she's pushing blame onto him, because she kind of did that in the original series too. She tried to live carefree and kind of push her problems away, and remember when Mikachi died and she left her to flashback, she forsaken everything else and abandoned everybody else for his truth.
This makes 2 times that Misato has told Shinji to get into the robot and the world ends. She's not having a good day with
So
that.
just so the podcast, because I know this thing doesn't pick up just everything. So basically, what you're saying is Misato's whole reasoning in the rebuild movies for turning into a super bitch, at least toward Shinji, is because she harbors intense regret over allowing him to do what he did.
So she tries to distance herself. She's trying to say, oh God, it was totally not my fault. That was Shinji. And of course, you got to think she's now in charge of Villa and all that stuff.
Right, and
How would it look to people that are following her against her if they found out, wait, so you're the person that encouraged him to basically destroy the world?
Right.
And of course, I've never seen 3.0, but I've seen bits and pieces and people talking about it. That's what happens when you serve overseas and don't get access to stuff like that. But I've seen enough stuff about it that, I saw stuff where it shows Gendo with the visor, which kind of suggests he's gone from being like the magnificent bastard in the original series to straight up, what is he planning? Because part of that is like, you see the visor, you start thinking,
Evil.
Right, yeah.
You start seeing the puppet master, and the thing is, you start to think that if Shinji could control Unit 1 that way and bend and impact his will, perhaps maybe he's like, I need to find another way because he has just wrested that control of impact away from me to be my wife again. So maybe he's got another end game because of that.
All right, so you're saying Gendo's shift is because he's just gradually turned more and more bitter and more just...
Because his wife is picking Shinji over him, and he was kind of showing when he's like, moved in you, and just for a girl, his wife's like, okay, I'm going to let you start drinking.
I have a weird thought on this, actually. I'm thinking, and hear me out on this, because I'm literally piecing this together as I go here. Yeah. No, I'm like kind of piecing this together as I go right now. What if during the near third impact, Shinji was able to partially bend reality a bit, and instead of fixing the world so that it would be perfect for him, he changed it to a way that there was a definite evil and a definite good.
I can see that.
So he makes Gendo the definite evil, but in the process of trying to make Misato the definite good, kind of doesn't get the job done fully and ends up turning Misato into a sort of a chaotic good.
Right. The lesser of two evils in this.
Exactly. Not so much the better, not so much the true good, more as the Misato is the okay.
She's always been pretty pragmatic about her approach in saying nobody's gonna like me, I'm gonna be a bitch, but if this is what's gonna take to defeat Gendo and Sele, she'll become the person everybody hates.
Right. I'm wondering if maybe like in the course of remaking the universe, Shinji just sort of went to certain extremes with people's personalities.
I mean, it was already shown in Evangelion when you're like, here's your perfect role. And another thing too, I've seen theories on other forums. I've been to also a lot to visit it now and found out. But what do you guys think about the theory? I mean, we see Asuka 14 years after the time skip.
Yeah.
It hasn't really aged a day. We all know that we've seen the scene where she's got eye patch, but glowing eyes. We've seen Shinji's glowing eyes in Unicorn when we find him. And then you got Ray Q, who seems to be a little bit different. And there's been theories going on, like perhaps the Avas are contending and they're becoming angelic beings themselves.
Well, that's the thing. Like, because within the universe of 3.0, there's a thing called the Curse of the Ava, which is why they don't age. That's the given right. Yeah, if you haven't seen, so yeah, spoiler for 3.0. If you haven't seen it, is that the Curse of the Ava exists and the characters do not age, which actually leads to some screwed up stuff regarding characters like Mari and Shinji and Asuka, but. We don't have enough to go on with it in terms of like where we could say, okay, this happened because of this. But yeah, the idea of them turning into angelic beings like that, which would kind of make sense a little bit, But I also have to look into how much how much if they've rebuilt Asuka to be like a cyborg or something, like because we don't know. They don't really address anything with it.
The first series she was just a wunderkind that went to college. Suddenly a captain in Luftwaffe and somehow a pilot, so they've already kind of switched the backgrounds. Of course, there's also the name change too, which they used, I think, to hint to like this could be a completely different character than what you were used to.
Right. Anno went on record as saying the reason he changed Asuka's last name was to reflect that she is a completely different character. That's the literal reason he gives. There's also a thing where like he's trying to literally match up the names because with Asuka's last name Shikinami, then you got Rei Ayanami, and then they're named after Japanese battleships.
We need to backtrack.
Oh,
because I just thought of something. Okay, so quick question: is there any deviation in Misato's backstory for Rebuild? Any deviation, or the important parts still like the important parts?
I don't know how much 3.0 screws up her backstory.
Okay. So here's the thing. As I was telling to Doc, and as I've mentioned on episode 5 of the book club, and let's just follow along on this one because this might break a few minds.
Okay, be careful. Mind breaking might happen.
Okay, so we're gonna stick this into Rebuild only because this is how it's going to work the best, and it may explain and go off of what you guys were thinking with Misato and Shinji and their whole dynamic. So we came to the idea that perhaps the reason why Second Impact occurred the way it did is because Misato was the original pilot, and they were going to try to put her into Atom because the thing that she gets away in looks suspiciously like a plug. So perhaps the reason why she becomes so cold in Rebuild in 3 is because when she pushes Shinji to go into the Ava and the world like almost ends, it breaks her mind because it takes her back to that extremely dark place that she had been in after Second Impact when she had kind of gone through the same exact thing. Okay. So she's reliving her worst nightmares, and she has no way to comprehend nor deal with it in a coherent, sane manner. Yeah. So she takes out like hidden anger within her out on Shinji unfairly.
And this is Rebuild specifically.
Yeah, this is Rebuild specific because, well, I mean, the whole Misato OP thing can work like for the original series and for Rebuild. But the thing is that Misato's character development works in such a way in Rebuild because there's such a drastic change that could be what happened. If she's reliving what she had to live through herself
Okay.
And it just kind of breaks her mind.
Right. I don't know if we have time really to touch on it, but we were talking about that whole thing with Misato being possibly the original pilot.
Well, that's kind of the whole thing. It's like if she's OP, then and she's like forced into like trying to be OP.
Yeah,
in 2000.
See, that's the only thing that would be different from Rebuild this original series because it couldn't work in Rebuild.
Why not?
Curse of the Eva.
They were trying to put her in Adam, not in Eva. That wouldn't apply then.
Ooh, loopholes.
Yeah. Yeah, like they tried to put her into Adam, and I think they got her into Adam, and then he freaked out. Wings go up, Antarctica becomes a giant water park, and the world floods because they tried to force her into Adam in a plug. So yeah, she's OP, and look what happened.
Yep.
She tries to make Shinji do what she did.
We got questions.
Oh, we have a question?
Question. Yes.
Well, no, I just Masato's psychology. Honestly, I think it's reading too much into it because it's the Hedgehog's dilemma. They played with it in the original series.
Right.
Yeah.
She lost Shinji for all this time in Rebuild. He's the closest thing she has to family. She shuts down. She's not willing to let anyone or anything get close to her anymore because it's just going to hurt her.
Yeah.
Hold on, really quick, just because is anybody? I know there's supposed to be something after this, and is anybody for that panel here yet? Yeah. Are you the panelist back there?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
Sorry.
wrap up then.
Sorry, dude. I wasn't sure if you were the guy. You could have came up and said something, would have stopped. We were just kind of going because we lost like 10 minutes because of that stupid fire alarm.
I love you guys. You guys always come to my panels.
Oh, we do?
Oh
shit! I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah, I didn't recognize you. I'm coming to defend my title tomorrow.
He brought the trophy with him.
Yeah, I still have I'm putting it on the flag tomorrow.
So yeah, we will. Yeah, definitely we'll see you there. All right. So unfortunately, we have to wrap up.
Yeah,
so
we have to wrap this up. Unfortunately, blame the fire alarm. But
so,
we'll have some nice.
So really
music
quick
in the
for
middle.
anybody who maybe we didn't give out business cards to or wants more information on us.
Where are those?
I don't know. I thought you took them. So yeah, there's.
they're down
I got some more business cards on me. So come find me after this. So yeah, there's our website. There's our email. You can subscribe to us on YouTube and on iTunes. Look for the one with more episodes, and or just go to Everyone's Got a Thing. They have a direct link for our iTunes stuff. So anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Dummy Plug podcast. Round of applause for all you guys.
We love you.
And congratulations for surviving the fire alarm.
Peace.